What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. My name's Joe Tremper. I'm a realtor in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, particularly southern New Hampshire. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about renting versus buying in New Hampshire. So, the first thing is the current rental market for a 2-bedroom in southern New Hampshire is a little expensive. For a decent 2-bedroom in a convenient part of southern New Hampshire, you're talking north of $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment, which this is totally fine. Buying a home may not be for everybody. However, if you do choose to buy a home, there are some benefits. So let's break down the buying scenario. If you were to purchase a home in southern New Hampshire for, let's say, $375,000 with 5% down payment, an estimated monthly payment with taxes, insurance, PMI is going to be somewhere in the $2,300 to $2,500 range. And the payment stays relatively the same, unlike rent. So let's talk about a buying scenario. If you were going to buy a home for, let's say, $375,000, with 5% down, with taxes, insurance, PMI, etc. Is it ETC or ECT? I don't know. But we're talking maybe $2,300 to $2,500 a month for your mortgage. $2,300 to $2,500 a month for your mortgage. And this is going to stay relatively stable. Taxes go up, insurance goes up. Sometimes taxes go down. That's always nice. But, you know, that's going to stay relatively stable for your mortgage. And what you have is appreciation. So even though you bought this house for $375,000, New Hampshire homes have appreciated on the average annually 4 to 6%. So not only did you buy a home that will one day be all yours free of payments once you pay it off, but the value is going up, so it is an investment. So over time, this home will be worth $400,000, $425,000, $450,000, $500,000, and that is something to consider when buying a home, whether it's for yourself, your family, things to think about. And you also have tax benefits. Your mortgage interest can also be tax deductible. And there are some limitations on that. You're going to want to contact your tax professional for details on that. But your mortgage is generally tax deductible. So, you know, there are some tax benefits there. Now, when will renting make more sense? Renting can make more sense if you're unsure of how long you want to stay in one area. Maybe you want to relocate and you're not sure if you want to stick around. That's totally fine. And there's nothing wrong with renting, don't get me wrong. But, and if you don't have the cash reserves for your maintenance, upkeep on a property, and maybe you just don't want to have that commitment to a 30-year mortgage, totally fine. And also, there's value in flexibility versus stability. So maybe in your scenario, flexibility might be more valuable than stability and maybe some appreciation over time for your home. and that's totally fine. So the final thought with renting versus buying, and let me just point one more thing out. When you rent, let's say you're spending on the lower end for rent. We'll say you're at $2,300 rent. Over time, that money is it's gone forever. So I just wanted to add that in there. So for the final thought, there is no one-size-fits-all answer for renting versus buying. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me to try to help you figure out what the best option for you is. I'm totally happy to help. We have mortgage professionals that we work with who could help see what type of mortgage you're qualified for, and you'd be surprised what you might be qualified for. If you're planning to stay put, buying often makes a lot more sense. But if you're planning to move on the short term, or you don't want to stay in one location for too long, renting might make more sense for you. But please send me a message, send me an email. All my information is on my page here. I'd be more than happy to connect with you and help figure out what the best option for you is. And if you're in the process or thinking about the process of buying a home, I'm more than happy to help. My name's Joe Tremper. I'm a Massachusetts and New Hampshire realtor, and I am more than happy to help you with your home buying or home selling journey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.